Okay, let's talk about how we react when we have a child who does not like to hear the word no, or you have to tell them they can't do something or they can't have something that they really want. When I coach families, there are three very specific reactive patterns that I notice, and I'm going to describe all three here, and I'm going to explain to you why you want to make small shifts so that we can help our child, A, gain the ability to self-regulate, and B, gain cooperation and connection at the same time. So let's jump into it. You have to say no to something, you set the boundary, you hold the boundary, and a tantrum ensues, maybe an argument for an older child, and they start to fight you on the boundary. They tell you it's not fair, you didn't say that, and then they're trying to really prove their point. So let's talk about those three reactive patterns that I spot, what I see, and what we want to shift and why it usually isn't working. So first, there's the hyper-reactive parent. This is the parent who will yell at the child for crying too much. This is the parent who might throw out big threats. So this is something like, are you crying because I said no? You know what? You're never going to see that toy again if you keep it up. I'll throw it in the garbage if I have to. You better cut it out right now. Like, we get really triggered really quickly at this idea that our child is going to protest or push back against something that we've said. Number two, there is the parent who is my panicked parent. This is the parent where the minute our child grows uncomfortable or exhibits any kind of dysregulation, struggle, we really struggle ourselves to watch them in their discomfort. So what starts to happen is we panic and we want to fix it. We want to stop it. We want to solve it. We want them to calm down really quickly. So this is the parent who will over-explain why they set the boundary. This is the parent who says things like, use your words, just talk to me, why are you upset? And we kind of pepper them with a lot of questions. We try to remind them that they get the toy later, and we reassure them, and we're doing all these things. But all that's happening in that moment, because your child is dysregulated, and I've talked about this on other videos, when we talk to them in that moment of a tantrum, they just get worse. They get more dysregulated because they cannot take in more information. They don't have the bandwidth to sit and listen and take in what you're saying. So this causes them to escalate more, and likely it causes you to feel more escalated as well because you feel defeated, like you're trying to do everything and it's just not working well. Same thing, the hyperreactive parent is also going to cause that dysregulation to increase because you're so dysregulated, you're only causing the same in them. And in both scenarios of that reactive pattern, both the panicked parent and the hyperreactive parent, we're not anchoring for our kids. There is nowhere for our child to go to calm down. We're just, everybody's in this dysregulated state. And the third reactive pattern that I notice a lot is the adjuster. This is the parent who will set the boundary, hold the boundary, but then when their child protests enough, they kind of question the boundary. So this might be the parent who's like, fine, you can watch one more episode, but then no crying when I turn it off. Or fine, you can finish your game this time, but tomorrow when I say it's time to turn off the game, you have to listen. So we kind of go in and make an adjustment. So here's the thing you want to think about. When we allow our child's emotional responses, their tantrums, their arguments, whatever it might be, to shift or change the outcome, this is where we inadvertently reinforce that behavior. It's not to say that they're not feeling those things, but now if those feelings and that behavior got something good for them or it changed something, then they will continue to do it. If you're a parent who is going to punish and yell and become dysregulated with your child doesn't understand or know where the boundary is. So at that point, they continue to feel dysregulated because they don't feel safe, because likely you are making threats in that moment of your own dysregulation that are probably not doable. You're not going to really throw their toys in the garbage. You're not going to really cancel vacation. You're not going to really cancel their birthday. Like, we usually say things that are so out of pocket at that point that nobody's going to really follow through on that. We're just desperate to get it to stop. So instead, what you want to get really good at doing, and this is why I work with parents for 12 weeks, because it is a process. It takes time, but you have to understand your trigger points. You have to understand the things that cause you to escalate so that when you set that boundary, you can hold that boundary while regulating yourself. This is the hardest part of parenting, whether you have a toddler or you have a teenager. I promise you it will show up over and over and over. It is at that point where you need those tools to really be able to regulate your emotions, stay calm, steady, and clear so that you can parent more confidently, be more calm in those moments, and be that anchor that your child needs so that they can also steady themselves and gain the ability to self-regulate. If you want to learn more about my 12-week coaching program, you can book a free call and we can connect and I can hear more about what's going on in your home.